Ove's mother died when he was a few years old, and he grew up with a father who rarely smiled at him. That is, until one time, when Ove was almost hit by a train, and his father rushed desperately to him and hugged him for a long time. Though his work clothes smelled of motor oil and sweat, Ove was still on his father, and hung on until the evening. His father seldom said live, but taught him many things. For example, fighting against injustice. While cleaning the train, Ove finds a wallet containing more than 6,000 kroner, but soon, it is snatched by his father's colleague, and Ove, without fear, turns around and snatches it. Just as he closed his eyes and prepared for a beating, the silent hero appeared. The father subdued his co-worker, and let Ove do as he pleased with the wallet, not letting his father down. Ove took the wallet to the lost and found. His father told him that honesty is the most valuable virtue, but sometimes you need some help to stand up for your principles. His father's words were few, but they taught Ove a lot of useful things. He taught Ove how a car works and how to enjoy life. Time passed quickly. Ove grew up. He showed his father his acceptance letter, and it was the first time he saw his father's expression of relief. The father was so happy that he ran into people to show off, but a speeding train turned this joy into tragedy. Ove took over his father's position, and did so for more than 10 years. Without dependence, the workers start to trouble him, and try to take his father's watch. At first Ove wanted to run away, but suddenly, it occurred to him that his father had taught him to fight against injustice. There is always a moment in a person's life that forces you to decide what kind of person you want to be. After his father's death, he was often approached by people who wanted to take over Ove's house at a low price, citing development needs. This place that carries his childhood memories. Ove of course will not agree. That night, the neighbor's house was on fire. Everyone else was watching the fun. Only Ove rushed in and rescued an old man and a young woman before realizing that his own house was also burned. All of them conspired to make Ove feel powerless. From that day on, Ove began to hate the white shirt, a symbol of power. At that moment, the rope suddenly breaks, and it turns out to be Ove's dying memory. He ran angrily to the supermarket and demanded a refund of his money. The clerk looks at the strangulation marks on Ove's neck and asks Ove what was hanging from the rope. Ove couldn't answer, so he turned away. Hanging wouldn't work, so he'd die another way. And before he did, he couldn't resist coming back to see Sonia lying on the floor, pretending to lie right next to her.